box has messages for the operator. Anything about orders in there?
No,
This is a mobile defense mission.
forgot to do it again.
You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network.
Oh,
Be
that's not what I
prepared for
wanted.
heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Yep. Don't want it to be public. I don't need other people in the way. And while we're at it, let us start up a party. Screen's gonna be blue for a moment, people. Alright, you were left on public from earlier. Let's get to our operator. Let's change him back to generic. Let's do that again, shall we? Used to be the proud owner of a cell phone. How do I have somebody with me?
This is a mobile defense mission.
Let's back out and try this again. Yeah, there we go. You're on invite only. Okay. There we go.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Disgusting monstrosities. I think they absorb their victims.
to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare. Terminal spotted. Put me and prepare to defend. In Tenno. This will take a moment.
There we go. Get this fire going. And get this infested
Transfer still
burning.
holding.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Ancient under there. Take that energy.
Working on it. Continue to defend.
Let's go, people. Murder, murder, murder.
Area completed. On. Location reached. Drop in and defend our position. In Tenno. This will take a moment.
Reset world on fire. The range back out.
Still working on it. Continue
38 seconds to
defend.
go. Come on, last one.
The odds were against us, Tenno. but we
No,
did
they
it.
weren't.
Mission complete.
Yes, I did. Well, That's right, you're non-infested. I hear that sound, I see you, and I just need to kill you. A lot of morphics. Nah, you even got Seeker. I'll take a rare mod. Come on, let it be exterminate. Another mobile defense.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you. Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Yep, come on in.
Area completed. Move on. I need access to a terminal. Find one. Terminal spotted. Upload and prepare to defend. I'm Tenno. This will take a moment. working on it. Continue to defend. We are finished here. Move on. Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
No, let it take a moment. We got this covered.
My Warframe is strong.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Gotta do it a third time. Oh, hang on a second. Are you still? Yep, still mobile defense. God damn it.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you. We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
For the Lotus.
Here is a terminal. Let me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Alright, so the fact that you're not breaking... Hey, buddy! Take me a Ayatan sculpture any day.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
So build up my energy nice and fast there.
We are finished there. Move on. Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Take all the moments you need.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Do.
Area completed. Move on.
Let's see. Can I get that bullet jump?
Terminal spotted. Ready and prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Take as many moments as you need. Yeah, you get stuck at the edge, just in and out, more damage, more damage. Ain't nobody gonna survive.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. we did it. Mission complete.
Meh. Take that sculpture. It makes doing these boring mobile defenses worthwhile. Alright, so you were the one that was going to finish the first. So let's see what the rest of them are going to be. More than likely, we're going to switch to Ember minus the Assassination. Oh, nope, there we go. I'm sure War is more than likely going to be the Assassination. In which case I'll switch to Loki and the Rubico. Yep. Okay, so that's gonna have Ford. Who is next? Looks like Valis. Exterminate. Nice. This should be relative breeze. With any luck, there'll be some lava on the ground. I'll be able to stand on that and supercharge Ember's energy real fast.
I'm detecting infested biosignatures all over the place. You know what to do.
No lava on the ground, even though it's an invasion, eh?
I'm still detecting a lot of infestation activity. Let's clean it up.
Growing power. Alright. Alright. And that's all she wrote, folks. Now you are saying... Yep. Oh, it's the Juggernaut, bitch.
It will only attack if it senses high concentrations of infested blood.
Oh, he's gonna get high concentrations of blood. Nope. Ain't slowing shit down. Bring him on.
That did it. Here comes the Juggernaut.
That's what I think of the Juggernaut. Oh, hello. I actually want to avoid the next couple of focus bubbles. I want to get Vazarin over 1,000,000 tonight.
The enemy is broken. Done. Now get to extraction.
Attack us and we will counter.
Morphix. Least I can do is keep an eye on the usual suspects. See if I can find me a sculpture lurking about. A severed bile sac.
Tenno, there's a time-limited mission over.
Lotus, I don't care.
The area is crawling with infested. If it's not a Tenno, eradicate it.
Interesting. There normally isn't a breakable in that spot.
I'm still detecting a lot of infestation activity. Let's clean it up.
You know what? Two things. One, gotta check that. Two, this room. Oh yeah, no shit. Bad landing. Yep, let's get that growing power going. Hey, I see you, hiding in the corner. Alright, this is too funny of a text message for me not to respond to. Damn it. I was just gonna say, watch, Juggernaut's gonna come out.
Juggernaut. They were lured out by the death of Infested. Lay low and it should play, or amp up the fight to draw it out.
Oh, we are amping the fight the fuck up. I ain't scared of no Juggernaut.
Here comes the Juggernaut.
Look at that. Eat shit. Oh, she's killing me with these funny text messages. Yeah, can't jump up and kill people when I freaking set the whole air on fire around you. Let's go. Such a habit from some of the games that I play to reload often as I do.
That was a close one.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction. We have got an infestation. Extermination is the only option. I'm still detecting a lot of infestation activity. Let's keep it up.
That opens up or unlocks this door to get into. Sometimes there's a breakable hiding in here. Sometimes there isn't. Yeah, bring it on, Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. They're lured out by the death of infested. Lay low and it should go away, or amp up the fight to draw it out.
Damn. Oh, hey there. I will definitely take you because, well... with all the sculptures I'm gonna need it. What? You gonna chest bump me, bro?
Here comes the Juggernaut.
He just totally chest bumped me. Alright, almost clear. Do I have a Nox on my side? Yeah, I do. Jesus.
Broken their ranks. Run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Oh, Gallium, take that shit. Oh, come on. Really? You won't let me? And just out of curiosity. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Interesting little glitch we had there for a moment. Hi. Hello. Goodbye. Nothing in there. Alright, that should have been the third one at Valis. Let's see.
Tenno, there's a time-limited mission alert available. Check navigation.
Ares should be the next one. And actually, now I'm thinking about it, I should have an Orokin cell that's done, and another blueprint I can kick off. Or an Orokin catalyst, not an Orokin cell. Now I could have sworn Oh, I just get a catalyst. It's not a blueprint, is it? Why are you small? Yeah, it's catalyst. It's not even the blueprint. Oh, you're small because I'm in this.
Operator,
Alright.
you have foundry items ready.
Claim them now.
At
Yep.
your earliest
Don't
convenience.
care about it. Alright,
I've been
so...
thinking, Operator. I thought you'd want to know.
There it is. Oh, another mobile defense.
Operator, my foundry system has completed a build.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance.
You know what, just
I can't do
cause...
this without you.
Oh, that's right, you're all
Ancients are the most
underground right now.
powerful. Agent feeding has made them strong.
This will only get more difficult. Get to a terminal and prepare for enemy resistance.
Oh, yep, that wasn't...
Come on.
There's growing power. Okay. I got you there. And you there. And there is one more here.
Spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
I just need to keep a lookout for any... I heard you. There you are. Just gotta keep an eye out for ancients. Make sure they stay away.
Consider what I've learned from this skirmish.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
Don't mind if I do. Oh, hello.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Yeah, not gonna happen on this board. No one's gonna live long enough to do it.
Working on it. Continue to defend. Here. Move on.
Heads up, people. Lady with a baby.
Terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. We'll take a moment.
Is that someone trying to come after me?
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Ooh, Sundering Strike, always a good one. I like how there's an alert for gallium, but I'm just cleaning through it right now. For 1 gallium. 1 Orokin cell. Not worth that time and effort. Damn, another mobile defense. Who else can I use that's gonna be... Alright, let's... Let's bring Octavia out. Let's have a little fun.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Ancients are the most powerful. Agent feeding has made them strong.
We have got to find a terminal. Proceed.
I'm working on it.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend position. I'm in it, I know. This will take a moment.
There you go. The more you attack it, the more it kills you.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Tim, what's up, buddy? How's your weekend going so far, man?
Area completed. Move on.
I gotta remember how slow I have this character right now.
Terminal spotted. Put me and prepare to defend. Nintendo. This will take a moment.
I customize a song that this character uses. It's Linkin Park's Numb.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
What? Like someone actually physically assaulted you? Yeah, no, definitely the first I'm hearing of that one, brother. You alright?
We are finished here. Move on. is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
I would imagine this wasn't some kind of random occurrence. Does this have anything to do with holiday shopping? Are you one of those people on Black Friday going out there causing trouble?
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Oh? So you were near a random initiation, or are you like in a motorcycle club and they came up and gave it to you? Tim, if you happen to be on Naz's Discord, look me up on the list under his name. Send me a private message, dude. Give me the details, 'cause you got me beyond curious. As long as you're good, I'm good, man. It sounds like your week was more exciting than mine.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Be on guard for the ancients. Attack us and we will counter.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Get me in and get ready to defend.
And you know what? That's
I'm in, Tenno.
high enough for my energy.
This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend. to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
Oh, stalker coming. Yes, I can.
Terminal spotted. Upload me. Prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Crap. Bet your sweet ass it's possible. So basically what just happened,
Still working on
the
it.
stalker is
Continue to
an
defend.
assassin that will come after me and try to murder me because I went after one of the assassination targets in the game. So basically every time you kill the boss, he marks you for death. But it's a good thing. He's got rare weaponry and mods that you can get off of him. At this point, there's nothing left I can get off of him. He's just target practice, if anything. Not sure how familiar you are with this game, brother. It's called Warframe. It's a fun one.
Area complete. Move on.
I'm sure you were having a good week till somebody decided to hit you. Alright, let's see here.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position.
There we go.
I'm in, Tenno.
I gotta admit, man, watching Nas play Battlefield right now has got me so amped up. I'm more than likely going to be getting that Black Friday along with everything else. I plan on doing a little bit of shopping there. Alright, cool, man. I'll definitely give that a read.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. The odds were against us, Tenno. We did it. Mission complete.
Alright, breaking for extraction. So basically what I'm doing right now is just going through somewhat of a daily routine here. Oh, do I? Yep, gotta go one more over. These are all different invasions. They'll give me rare resources that I'm going to need for crafting new weapons and whatnot. And I'm only doing this because an abundance of them happen to pop up in a very short period of time. So I figured, let me jump on some of them, but there is a ship that I'm trying to get pieces for called the Xiphos that I'm aiming for. Hello and welcome to everybody else that's watching. Hope you like any part of the stream. Whether it's me doing bad, me doing good, me getting shot in the face or whatnot, if you enjoy it, by all means, hit that like button, hit me up with the subscribe, show a little bit of love. Only thing not allowed during my stream, any kind of negativity and shyness. Talk to me, people. Let me know what's going on. Like the game, don't like the game, curious about other games, let me know.
Unread inbox messages make me ill.
Alright, so I got that mutagen mass. So let's switch it up and get a different frame going. jeez. That's too close to home. We'll go with Equinox.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Second configuration. Alright. Oh, before I do anything else, I did get some new sculptures. Let's see, who doesn't have one? So let's get some stars in this sculpture. These are basically perpetual energy machines. They'll keep themselves going. They're like little knickknacks, but I can sell them for this value of endo. And endo is what you use to increase the stats of any mods you have, so you can get higher ranking mods, higher ranking stats, do more damage in the long run. And some of these mods take quite a bit of endo, but if you can find enough of these sculptures, you can trade them in for a handsome stack. Alright, I want to say everyone's got some endo in it. At some point tonight, we're going to turn all those into
Is your mod collection in order?
Maru
No,
over
I
on
am not
Mars.
equipped to feel envy.
Alright, so for the first piece, Venus, we're going to go to Ishtar. And basically, you have to do specific sabotage missions. Find all 3 of the caches on there for a chance to have a 0.5% drop rate for one of the pieces. I'll be honest, I've ran this mission today alone probably 30 times. Haven't gotten it. Altogether, I probably ran it damn near 100 times. Still haven't gotten the first piece to the Xiphos ship. But we're going to keep grinding it.
I need you to sabotage this ship's
So first things first,
The reactor is a complex system.
we got ourselves a
Start
nice
by removing
peaceful
cells.
room here.
My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches.
Drop some
in the
energy
area,
pads real
but I'm
quick.
unable to pinpoint their exact location.
Reason
Searching
why I
them
use
through a
Equinox,
weighted shoulder
his
analysis.
4th ability damages everyone with slash damage, which will affect their vitality and have them bleed out. And it stores all that in kinetic energy. I can then take that kinetic energy and destroy all the breakables that are close enough to be broken. So it saves me quite a bit of farming. There's a whole bunch of breakables near the side of that wall. A whole bunch more over here. And you can see them on my mini-map in the top right corner as they break. So here's a breakable that didn't break. That's one of the 3 caches.
You found the first resource cache. I'm detecting 2 more faint hints.
And no, not in there as well. He's actually a lot of fun. If you want, if you've never really looked into the game, there's a quote-unquote simulation room. Think of like the war room from X-Men. I can give you a quick rundown of the Warframes and how they all function. That's one of my cousins texting me. If you can't tell by Italian music playing, that it'll be somebody related to me. I got a breakable over here we didn't collect. That's back to the starting point. Alright. And, yep, once my cousins start texting me, they really blow me up. Alright, nothing over there. We got another one hiding over here. Nope. He's a lot of fun, but here's the thing. I actually call him, and I really hope no one takes any serious offense to this, but he's the Caitlyn Jenner of the Warframes, because if I pop his first ability, technically now he's a female. He's got a night form and a day form. The helmet's custom that I had to craft and equip myself, but There's, in night form, he looks like Maleficent. But basically, we're looking to do a speed run here just to... And we'll wait for those lasers. Pop the core. We're trying to destabilize the nuclear reactor in here, while keeping an eye out for more breakables. The breakables are those little squares on my screen right now, so I can at least tell where there might be something. There'll be arrows above or below it, so you can tell if it's on the same level as you, above you, under you. Interesting that there's one right here. Huh. Must have been glitched from underneath.
Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again.
We'll take this core. We'll pop you back into the reactor.
Cell has been extracted. Fuel cell inserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown. Destroy the fuel injectors. A blast door has
Oh, you retracted.
find a way to open it.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to call you out on that. With me, there are no dumb questions. If this is a game that you are unfamiliar with, trust me, there is a multitude of things going on at once. Oh, that's my Sentinel. It's my companion. It's called Carrier Prime, and its special ability is it picks up all ammo and converts that into whatever ammo I need for the weapon that's currently in my hand. Aside from that, any breakable that I break open, anything that I can pick up and collect, he will automatically collect it for me, so I don't have to worry about going over and getting it. It's not all that dissimilar to Prey. It's very similar, and a lot of people say that it's a ripoff of, but this actually came out before Destiny. Alright, now I only found one of the, oh, I hear you. Oh yeah, the caches make this humming sound, by the way. So whenever you're near one, if you hear this noise, you'll know you're close by. So that's two.
Second cache. Please indicate one more.
And the person talking is Lotus. She's kind of like, your guide, quote unquote. Oh, there's a third one. Alright, so we got all the caches. So now, the only thing we can really keep an eye out for is the possibility of an Ayatan sculpture, which are always nice. Nothing there. Little spot that a lot of people don't know about this room. Little hidden area up here, but no sculpture up there. We'll keep pushing forward. We're gonna rip this room apart, break all the breakables to make sure that we are. Alright, we'll jump in the air. Nothing. Alright, nothing being hidden high up top. And I think I missed. Nope. Alright. So that's where we came from. That's where we're gonna go. This is where we have to go. Oh, and we missed that ramp. Got that. We'll hack this console. Consoles are simple. You really just need to hack it open. With that one, you just need to line everything up. It's pretty cut and dry. There's another one that's timing based. So we got a couple of breakables here in the corner. Nope. Everything underneath us. Nope. Alright, no sculpture. Come on. Give me that piece of Xiphos. So it's going to be labeled under identified there. So we got an extra 2,000 credits, more endo, another gallium. So since the two of you are new to Warframe, I'm going to take a quick break from the routine here and kind of just give you guys a quick introduction and rundown of everything. So basically you start on Earth. Everything here is the lowest level. And from there you need to open up the rest of the star map. As you open up more of the star map, you'll have to go through these junctions. And they'll have a list here of requirements you need to do before you can move through that junction. And to go through that junction, you actually have to fight a Spectre form of one of the Warframes in the game. It's been dialed down a little bit, but it's still rather formidable. So it tells you have to complete a quest, the very first quest, which is called Vor's Prize. You have to collect 20 mods. You need to put 4 mods onto a single Warframe. So basically, these are just teaching you how to go through the basics of the game. And then you have to upgrade a mod to rank 2 or higher through the fusion process. Nope, just keeping up with the chat. So just to give you an idea briefly, this is your basic loadout screen. So this is everything that you can have on yourself currently. You'll have your Warframe, your primary weapon, secondary weapon, and then a melee weapon. You can upgrade your Warframe with the use of mods. Now, this specific setup I have is specifically for doing that mission that I just ran and nothing else.
Angry.
I may require maintenance after all.
I'll wait till Ortis is done talking. Ortis is a ship's computer, and every now and then he throws you cheesy jokes. Basically, you have these 8 slots for any mods that will increase your Warframe's abilities, whether it's how long an ability will last, how strong it is, how much it costs, and how far it'll reach. So you have your, on the left-hand side, duration, efficiency, range, and strength. Aside from that, you do have an aura mod. The good thing about aura mods is if I have an aura mod on, now I can squad up with 3 other people. My aura mod applies to everybody in the squad with me. So for looking for loot, you get an extra 30-meter range. So everybody on my squad will have an extra 30-meter range on their ability to see where any loot might be. Any breakables, any caches, sculptures, anything of value. They'll be able to see it as well. Aside from that, you also have arcanes. These are a long story in and of their own, but these will grant your Warframe conditional abilities. I have 2 versions of Arcane Warmth on, and basically that gives me an 80% chance to resist cold damage. I have it on this loadout because when I'm doing all that breaking looking for those specific items, it'll also destroy fire barrels and barrels full of coolant. That'll freeze me and slow me down drastically. I think it takes away 80 or 90% of my mobility for 5 seconds. Now, it's only an 80% chance, which is why I have the second one here. This one's only giving me 60% chance, but that stacks on top of each other. So it's over 100%. We're good. Technically, I could just put this on. The 20 and the 80 would still give me the 100%. But I'm kind of an overkill kind of guy, and plus I can get these arcane revives, which if I were to quote-unquote die, I instantly get revived without it costing one of my 5 do-overs for the round. Aside from that, it's the same thing with weapons. These will increase. Do I have an unfilled loadout? I do not. These will all increase your weapon's capabilities. Every weapon type and every stage of weapon, whether it's primary, secondary, melee, will have a specific mod that boosts pure damage. Aside from that, anything that fires will have a mod that'll cause multi-shot. If you were to fire 1 bullet, you have a 90% chance for a second bullet to come out. With the flamethrower, a second cluster of napalm basically would come out. So basically I have this set up where I want to increase critical chance for a more damaging effect. Heavy caliber for pure damage. It kills accuracy, but it's a flamethrower. You don't have to worry about accuracy all that much. Vital sense, which is critical damage. So that means when I get a critical hit, it'll take my damage. Let's say it's heat damage, a base of 347. If I get a critical hit, it's now 7 times that. So we're looking at 2100 points of damage just off of that. Aside from that, I have bladed rounds, which on a kill, if I'm aiming, it's an extra 120% critical damage. So 7 plus 120% on top of that, you're looking at 14.3% damage, or 14.3 times damage. So now you're looking at like 4,000 points of heat damage for every enemy that you're hitting. And then there's the Riven mods. These are specialty mods that are for specific weapons. This one is labeled the Ignis for the weapon, which is the Ignis Wraith. So this is a combination mod where I will get more than just one stat that I would get from multiple other mods, all crammed into one. And you can re-roll these for different stats, but once you get the stats you want, you definitely want to hang on to it. So I'm sacrificing magazine capacity here, but I'm also getting extra damage, plus electric and toxic damage combined, which will form corrosive, which eats away armor. Armor will protect vitality, so we want to eat that away the best we can. Just for a quick and brief introduction.
Well put together, operator.
There's
Now get out there
36 Warframes right now, each with their own multitude of abilities. And we're going to go to the relay here so I can go into the simulacrum and give you guys a quick demonstration of basically what each Warframe does, as well as a slew of weapons as well. And here's somebody with a basic Loki right in front of me. Sorry for the delay, I just want to see what my cousin wanted real quick. So we're going to fast travel, and we're going to Simulacrum. So this is basically like the X-Men have their war room. This is where I can practice any of my techniques, abilities, weapons, builds, anything that I want to do against any enemy in the game that I have come across and I have scanned. There are a handful of enemies that I haven't scanned yet, but for the most part I have all the crucial enemies of all the different factions. Let's see here. So for shits and giggles, let's just get an ancient healer. And we'll get 8 of them out there waiting for us. Now these are going to be at level 140. Average missions are usually somewhere between 10 and 30 as far as enemy levels go. Past that are missions that are very specific to test your ability at higher ranking enemies. I test at the highest ability or highest level that I can get, which is 140, because I want my Warframes to be at peak performance. So we'll start from the top. Ash is basically your ninja. He will literally, if you want him to, vanish for however long you have ability duration on. Now the timer's going to run out and I'm back. His first ability is Shuriken. That will automatically lock on. Now, because of the slash damage they have, they cause bleed, which is going to cause damage over time. Straight to vitality. These are the heaviest armored enemies in the game, so it's not going to... I mean, you can see that minor sliver to the right of their life. Now, I could really just lay in and just start really applying slash, and that'll keep coming off, and you'll see their life moving along, but he's not going to be the most effective person for them. His other ability is actually teleporting by the enemy. So if you have an enemy at a distance and you want to sneak up behind him, he'll come over and pop right into their face. His fourth ability, his strongest ability, he'll actually mark enemies. And the more times you mark them, the more times you'll attack them. I want to say you should be able to mark them 3 times each. Now when I cast it again, shadow clones of myself will now attack these enemies. And for the most part, they'll do a somewhat significant amount of damage. But because these are heavily armored enemies, they're not going to do a whole lot. But if these were basically any other enemy in the game, they all would have been just ripped apart. Aside from that, my melee weapon should finish them off pretty easily. But Ash is your basic ninja in the game. Oh, wrong button. After that is Atlas. He is more of a brawler. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that each Warframe has their own passive abilities. This is their abilities: Shuriken, Smokescreen, Teleport, and Bladestorm. With him, his passive ability, bleed effects inflicted on enemies do more damage and last longer. So anything that I equip to Ash, if it causes any level of bleeding, which is slash or puncture damage, it'll do increased damage and it'll last longer. And I believe it actually lasts an additional 5 seconds, which is a decent amount of time in this game for some enemy to be bleeding out and taking on that level of damage. Atlas is the brawler. He can't be knocked down whatsoever, as long as he's on the ground. He's kind of like your earthy setup. Now, he has some very interesting abilities. We're actually going to unpause the AI. Oh, they're both in here. Oh shit. So his first ability is basically a punch. And it'll combo onto each other, but you send these guys flying now. You could technically just send them flying right off the screen. His second ability actually forms a wall. And if you cast it again, it'll make a boulder that will crash right through enemies. His other ability petrifies everyone into stones. So that's it. They are now just big hunks of rock. It's got a decent range on it. So now all the enemies are just petrified. Now if I wanted to, I could also petrify the boulder. It'll do more damage and it'll push them away. His fourth ability goes well with everything else he just did. And if I had the energy, I could show you right now. Fourth ability, he calls rock golems. They will start beating the hell out of everyone that's here. Now, I would have to build up myself more, but you can see on my arms now I'm starting to get rocks. On the right hand side, there is my armor. As the golems are doing damage, I actually pick up what's called rubble in the game, which builds up my armor, which protects all the vitality I have. There is a hell of a story to the game. Let me go over here where I can pause the AI and cause less noise to happen. So the whole premise behind this game is behind this guy. This is my operator. He is a human teenager that has certain abilities that were... I mean, you're looking at this time frame has got to be thousands of years in the future from where we are now. But basically, and what's on his hand is a weapon of his, which is basically like an energy shotgun. But the story basically goes around him. Why... It's like trying to tell parts of this without really giving anything away. You're basically laid dormant, and there's a war that started, and Lotus, the woman that keeps talking to me, wakes me up from this whatever slumber. She says slumber, but basically you're in a cryopod. Wakes you up because you're needed to control these mechanical suits. That's all these are. These are basically living metal suits that you control with your mind. Now, when you're out of it, it won't move. There is one Warframe that will, and there's another story behind that. But everything is about you and your abilities. Now, you can, with your operator, you can dash further forward. You can turn yourself invisible. Now, I have abilities set up that when I turn myself they're still acting like they're running even though I pause the AI. If I turn myself invisible, there's an ability called Singularity, so I'm pulling them all in towards me. I'm also causing electrical damage. When I dash forward, that energy launches them, and this energy orb will come out and electrocute anyone. I can do what I call the Hadouken! And that's basically just an energy blast just to stun them. Now, this guy can actually take a hell of a beating, surprisingly. Oh, couldn't make it all the way up. I'll call my Warframe back. And the story basically goes around him, his origin, what's going on, everything that's going on with this big war in the area. And the girl that's talking to me, or the woman, is a humanoid, and she's tied into a whole slew of things. There are different quests in the game that you can follow. Some of them do tie in. Some of them are more instructional for the basics of the game. But as far as... I just realized... Does he have... He still has his cyst on his neck. I gotta get that thing popped. I'm actually glad I'm going through this. So we'll speed through the rest of the frames as best we can. This is Banshee. Passive ability. Everything I do is silent. They can't hear any... Regardless of me being able to hear it, the enemies can't hear it whatsoever. First ability is just a sound wave. A big shock wave that just knocks everyone down. The next ability shows critical points on the enemies, if they have one. So because of the color, I should change it. You can see certain parts of their body glowing. So you can see that, like, for this enemy, a critical point for critical chances would be right here in the torso. For him, it's going to be his arm, his leg. Looks like it's also going on his face. Third ability is deafening. This causes a massive rush of a bass to go through the air, which basically just stuns them all to be quiet for a certain period of time. The fourth ability is Soundquake. I literally force sound into the ground, and anyone within this area will be affected. As long as they're touching the ground. If it's anything that flies, I can't do anything. But if they're touching the ground, they can no longer progress forward. They will take damage. These are higher level enemies, so they're not going to take much. But it's a way to crowd control larger groups of enemies. Chroma is one of... Well, Chroma Prime is one of the more favorite Warframes, and I actually have to equip something very specific just so we can show you why. Chroma's a dragon. First ability, you're literally breathing fire. Second ability, gives me a bump in vitality, and while I'm here, I should turn off invincibility. So while that is on, and you know what, I should actually switch to his second build. His second ability gives him a bump in vitality. Anyone that's close enough to me on my team will also get the same effect. Any enemies that come near me, they actually get lit on fire. His third ability, once it's on, any damage that happens to my shields bumps up my armor. Any damage to my vitality bumps up the damage he can cause. So if I were to drop those down on the ground and inflict self-damage to myself, I'll do a little closer. So right now I am getting an additional 976% armor and 767% extra damage to everything that I do. And I can recast this ability and keep those stats for as long as I remember to recast the ability. So I am going to get rid of all those enemies real quick. We'll spawn in a very specific group of guys. So these level 140s, because of my damage bump, literally don't stand a chance. He gets a massive bump in damage where he's almost an end gamer. Almost. Now, what's interesting about him is depending on what color his energy is, will depend on what type of abilities he has. Right now he's using a yellow-orange, so it's going to be fire energy. His other build, I have white energy, so that's doing cold. And that also changes his second abilities. It's his first ability bumps up life when it's fire energy, but now it'll bump up his armor because it's cold. For toxic, it'll bump up resistance, and for electric, it'll bump up his shields. Green obviously will cause toxic damage. So I have a different loadout for each one of the colors. I am a little OCD, so the loadouts do have to match, and they gotta be pretty. Gotta have them fashion frames, as they call them. After Chroma is probably my favorite Warframe in the entire game, and that's Ember. Ember is probably one of the best crowd control Warframes there are. If she's set on fire, her energy will drastically increase. First ability is just a fireball. Second ability will basically pour almost like napalm on people. But that also makes them more susceptible to fire damage. Third ability is basically a big explosion of fire, leaving behind a ring that'll stay for about 10 seconds, is what I have it for. And that will obviously cause damage to anyone that comes near it. Last ability is called World on Fire, and it's a toggle ability. You have to turn it on and off. So right now it's on, and you'll see these puffs of fire coming around me. And basically I'm superheating the air, and when I'm near any enemies, it'll automatically hit them and set them on fire. Now Ember also has what's called an augment mod on, which means it's a mod that affects one of her specific abilities. So anyone that's hit with World on Fire, there's a 100% chance they're just going to get knocked down to their feet. And I mean, there's so many Warframes, I don't want to bore you guys with going through all the details of it. I mean, I could basically just go, why does Ember have no head? I have a headless Ember. That's hilarious. Alright, so Sleepy Hollow here is my favorite Warframe. You guys saw me use Equinox. Excalibur is a heavy favorite with most people. Primarily for the fact of he's he's all about being in your face and just slashing the shit out of people. He has also what's called an exalted weapon, which is his fourth ability is a weapon. His first ability, he literally just slides in and attacks people. Now, I could hold X, go in, and you'll slash multiple people. His second ability will blind everyone. Great for crowd control, sneaking in. They're still blinded. As long as that animation is around their face, they literally cannot see me. Third ability, Javelin. Spears come out of the ground and stab them, as you can see sticking out of the ground there real quick. Fourth ability is his Exalted Blade. The sword he's holding is his fourth ability, and as you swing it, you will cause energy to come off. Now, I have this ability bumped up pretty well that he will slice through these high-level enemies like nothing. And he also, like Chroma, has an augment mod that will, depending on the color of his energy, depict what type of damage it's doing. So his Exalted Blade gets its own set of mods. It's set up for corrosive right now, just because of... Hang on a second. At least it's supposed to be. Let's see here. Chromatic. Yep. So it's set up for electrical, so I add Shocking Touch. Electric and poison will make corrosive. So between his color and this mod, we're actually doing corrosive damage. And each one of these has a different setup. So I have this one set up for toxic for added toxic, and I have this one set up for a viral. I want it to just attack pure vitality. Aside from that, it's also going to coincide with the different colors that Umbra has. Green for toxic, red for fire damage, blue for electricity. And all that will affect the combination of what loadout I have for his weapon. So technically there's 18 different combinations that I could run with him. This is Frost. Now, this is not what Frost normally looks like. This is a skin that I have on him. Normally, Frost looks like this. And I'm thinking I wasn't a big fan of it, so I spent Platinum. Platinum is the currency in the game that you have to spend money on and getting. Like, you could pay, like, I think it's $150 and you get 3,200 Platinum. Me, I trade items on the trade market in this game and earn Platinum that way. It's a much easier way. It just requires a little bit of work, but you can still get everything that you could possibly want that way. As you can assume, Frost is all about cold damage. His first ability is just an ice projectile that will freeze enemies for a certain period of time. I might want to get Frost some energy here. That was a bad jump. His second ability will stamp the ground, and it will spread out, and it will cause ice damage. It will slow them down to a certain degree. His third ability is more defensive. Forms a snow globe. If enemies are shooting at me, they can't hurt me. They have to damage and destroy this globe before any of that happens. If an enemy walks through this, if an enemy is inside of it... Oh, I forgot, it will push them out if they're in it. If an enemy, for some reason, was inside of it, they would be slowed down drastically. I think it reduces... I'll have to look at the stats. I think it's like 40 or 50% of their speed. Fourth ability is basically an ice avalanche. I could have sworn I just saw one. Oh yeah, he didn't get launched off altogether. It will freeze everyone in there. I also have an augment mod that for everyone that I freeze, I get armor added to me, so it's almost like having a second life bar. The damage happens to that number in the top right corner, that's 624, before it happens to my shields or my vitality. But if these were lower leveled enemies, they would just disintegrate at this point. They would break into small cubes of ice, and I wonder if I... Yeah, there we go. It makes them more susceptible to any kind of an attack. Everything is designed to weaken the enemies, but there are more support type classes. Haro is one of them, as is Trinity. Trinity has no offensive abilities for the most part. Everything about her is to help the team. So, let's see. If I were to damage my vitality a little bit, hopefully this won't kill me. Yep, too much. It killed me. Luckily, that doesn't count for anything here. But basically, her abilities are... This enemy now that's floating in the air, if people were to hit it, they would gain life back, vitality. Her other ability turns this person into an energy well. Every time this person blinks off, right there, that blue energy wave, I'm now gaining energy. It's a way to keep energy going to the game so everyone has more. Her next ability is just Link. I'm tethered to these two enemies. Any damage that happens to me, instead of happening to me, a percentage of that goes to the enemies instead. And the final ability she has is just Blessing. And basically that instantly restores everyone's shields and health automatically. I call her the lobster girl because, well, if you look at her butt, she's got a little lobster tail sticking off, but I got her in red and white, looking like a nurse. Let's see. Let's see if we can find some favorites that people like. Haro is a lot of people's favorites because he is kind of creepy. A lot of people see him as being creepy, and let me get his other color scheme out so it reflects that for the most part. Haro has doubled over shields. So if I were to use his first ability, and that's chaining everybody up, for everyone that's chained up right now that can't move, I'm gaining shields, which is now the purple spot there. And basically, you can build that up to a certain extent with him. And the main reason you're looking to do that with him is that his second ability will sacrifice those shields. And the more you sacrifice, the more of a bump you're going to get. All the kills now give extra vitality. You have increased fire rate. And you have increased reload speed. Reload is almost instant with him. So let me respawn some more people so you can see the rest. And we're actually going to switch it up. Nope, we're not. You gotta show this first ability without... His other ability, it takes a while. Basically what I'm doing right now is sacrificing all of my energy. And it's slowly depleting. I'm completely vulnerable at this point, so you have to do this at a very certain time. But for every energy all the energy that I'm eating, I believe it's then turned into 10% energy per kill. So now my energy pool is at 0. For everyone that I kill at this point, I'm going to gain energy back. This is a way for the entire team to be flooded with energy. He's all about support and protecting the team. Now, his fourth ability is probably relatively most useful in a lot of the harder battles, where he becomes invulnerable. And all the damage that would happen to him is now turned into the possibility of critical damage. Now I'm going to unpause this AI. I am going to put invincibility back on. Because regardless... Now this is all the damage that I'm preventing right now. Now that just turned into extra critical chance, which is why my numbers are that much higher right now. Instead of yellow numbers, I now have red damage numbers that are popping up. So this gives you a chance for a higher increased damage output for a brief period of time. Now it just ran out. I can cast it again, and everyone's indestructible. All the damage that's caused at this point, again, will be turned into critical chance. And it's maxed out at 50. It's an extra 50% critical, extra 200% when it's a hit on a headshot. This flamethrower makes headshots incredibly easy, which is where those red numbers are coming from. And it's just a way to easily just eat right through enemies. I think everyone's... Oh, well. Mesa is my personal favorite. And aside from doing this, I am actually going to go to her specific loadout. Mesa has become one of my favorite Warframes for the simple fact of she will rip everyone to shreds. Her first ability is very straightforward. Oh, might help if I hit simulate so the enemies would come out. Her first ability will save all the damage that you've caused and store it. Now I have 100 on my bottom left there on my first ability. If I hit it again, now the next shot I take is going to sound amazing. And it's going to take all that and drive it into the person that it hits in the first shot. I just love the way it sounds. The second ability will increase my rate of fire and damage. It's also going to, if I'm close to enemies, jam their weapons for them. The third ability is straightforward. It blocks 95% of all damage coming in. Fourth ability, on her arms you can see these bars. Those are actually pistols. They're revolvers that are built into her that her fourth ability will trigger. And then you can literally just start shredding the enemies. She is probably the most offensively devastating Warframe there is. Trinity's Beyonce's final form. Why? Because of that butt? Beyonce got that lobster booty. Necros is another one of a lot of people's favorites. Just because he's deliciously dark, if you ask me. Everything about him just screams out death. First ability is Soul Punch, Terrify, Desecrate, and Shadows of the Dead. His passive ability, it will restore a small part of health with every nearby enemy death. So if I'm killing people nearby, it's just going to restore my vitality and keep me alive and going. So basically, his first ability is just like it said, Soul Punch. You cast it on someone specifically, you launch them and anyone through them. Next ability is Terrify. The AI is paused, so they're not going to react to it, but basically, anyone that's near me right now will literally run away in fear. Desecrate will basically, and the best way to word it is actually just reading it. Any enemy that drops will drop additional loot. So there's a 54% chance of enemies dropping extra loot when I kill them. Fourth ability. Oh, it won't let me cast it because no one has died nearby. So we're going to do this real quick. Fourth ability, I raise the dead. These are the same enemies that I just killed at the same level that will do the exact same thing. Now they were heal each other. Now they work for me. Now they heal me. If they're shielded ones, the same thing. But they do have a decay rate to them. So they will slowly die in time. So it looks like they're just about there. He is a lot of people's favorite just because his abilities are interesting. Octavia is another one that's fun. She's actually a musical Warframe. And I made this myself, and I found a way to do it. I made Linkin Park's Numb. If you ever heard that song before. And each part of her abilities will use that. Now I'll take off the pause AI. We'll get rid of those healers. We'll throw in these gunners. She is the only Warframe that is a true endgame Warframe. Because I have used her to go 8 hours in a survival and have done just fine. So her first ability basically will cast out that mallet. And basically it forces them to shoot at it. The more they shoot at it, the more it will hurt them. You can see them taking damage. As long as they're staying within this circle, they're going to be taking damage. I don't have to do anything. They can't break it. And they can't... it just stays there for as long as it can. Now, my third ability is what I'm casting right now. Now I just made myself invisible. These guys are literally killing themselves. They can only focus on this because this is all they see. They're shooting at it. It can't die. And it puts out damage equal to what they are doing. You can... As long as you stay invisible and don't get shot, like I am right now, you can literally just camp a survival mission and be there for hours. I have gone at the most 5.5 hours in it, and the enemies will scale up every 5 minutes. So by the time I was done, the enemies were like level like 600 and change, which I can't even simulate here. But this first ability will draw their attention, they shoot it, and it does damage back to them. The fourth ability will double its damage and its range. So that circle will now go much further out. Aside from that, this ability, every time those lines come to me, if I tap the crouch, I can trigger. I have to time it just right. If I crouch with the beat, I will cause myself to be invisible. If I shoot along with the beat, I get Opera. Opera is a damage buff for increased damage. I can also get one for jumping for increased parkour abilities. The second ability I don't use that much. It's Resonator. It actually takes the first ability and drives it around, almost like the Pied Piper, to bring people in closer for more damage. Saren is probably the only Warframe that I would consider to be broken. She... Luckily... Oh, that's right, I didn't pause the AI. Easier to do demonstration when they're just staying there waiting for you. her abilities... Luckily, she doesn't stay alive long enough to really do it at a high level. Her first ability is pure corrosive damage. It puts spores on enemies. Now, you're going to see that gold life bar turn red any second now. Its armor is gone now. It no longer has that armor that was giving it all that strength. Aside from that, if I were to use a third ability, that adds toxic damage to all my weapons. Aside from that, if I were to hit this enemy, it now spread the infection. Now all the enemies have those pox on them, which is increasing my counter on the bottom right. The higher up that goes, the more damage it's doing to everybody. It's literally this non-stop poisonous effect that is just going to constantly just keep up with them. And the infection doesn't go away. It stays on them till it dies. And you can speed that up with the fourth ability, which will literally just throw viral damage on them on top. It speeds up everything. They're already starting to drop like fries. And then the only other thing is, her second ability leaves a clone that will force them to go near. It increases my speed for a certain period of time. But, I mean, this is... Now they have no armor. They're completely vulnerable. I put Toxic back on my melee ability. And these quote-unquote indestructible 140s are nothing. Just completely just destroyed. A lot of people's other favorite, Rhino. This is actually Rhino Prime. This is not his normal skin as well. His skin normally looks like this once it renders in, which I didn't like. I wanted this. This is pure metallic looking. I figured I'd do this, which is gold with like the muscular, like the muscles are almost like sticking out, kind of. But then I use this when it's at night time, so it's easier to see and it actually reflects light onto other enemies. His whole thing is he's just a tank that has high offensive capabilities. Let me see which loadout I have. I think this one is actually, yeah. So just like everyone else, he'll have his innate abilities. His passive ability, when he falls from a high spot, he actually just causes a shockwave. He's hard to knock down. His third ability is called Iron Skin. And basically, if you were to be getting shot for the first 3 seconds... Oh, sorry, that's Roar. His third ability. Basically, that gives you a damage buff. So for the next 70 seconds, 73 seconds, I have an extra 102% damage. His Iron Skin, when I cast it, for the first 3 seconds, all the damage I take in gets added to that Iron Skin. I now have an extra 4,400 hit points of damage that my Warframe can absorb, and I don't have to worry about any other real damage. Status effects don't worry me. I can't get knocked down. His first ability is what you would expect a Rhino to do. It's a charge. That's all it does. It'll knock them down or launch them. One person got launched right off. His fourth ability will... You stomp, you put them in the ground, and they'll stay in the air. I mean, with his duration that he has right now, they're going to stay like that for the next... I think it's... Yeah, it's 20 seconds altogether. That they're just going to be like that in the air. And while they're there, you can just start lighting them the fuck up. And that's it. He's crowd control with a good amount of offensive abilities with a lot of tankiness. But there is one Warframe that far supersedes him as far as a tank is. And that's going to be a Naros. Now we're going to... Oh, and let's get the proper build on them. So Naros has a total of 6,270 vitality. That lobster booty. Yep, gotta love it. That's more than any other Warframe shield and vitality combined with anything. The only person that comes close is a truly bumped up Harrow because of his overshields. But his passive ability is basically, instead of dying, he turns into a sarcophagus, and you can absorb the life from other teammates or enemies. His first ability is literally just throwing sand in the face of the enemies. And if I were to spawn some enemies, I'm actually going to do his fourth ability next, which is I'm eating my vitality and I'm turning that into armor, which also protects my vitality. Now, aside from that, my second ability makes me invulnerable, and I am now eating the vitality of this enemy and recharging my full life. And then I can just cast a fourth ability again, and that's just going to throw these scarabs on the enemies. And they spread. So now they're eating them up, and eating them up good. Now the great thing about those scarabs, while they're on there, if I get close, while they're doing that to him, it's making my vitality go up. Everything about him is just recharging his life. All his abilities. This is recharging my life. Oh, I don't have enough energy to cast it. That's going to recharge my life. Everything is just going to constantly keep my life going. He can't die. He should never be killed. If you play with a Naros and you die as him, you are doing something incredibly wrong and should not play with him again, or check your game style real quick. He should be literally immortal. I'm just trying to think of who else is of importance that people would really appreciate. Titania, I call her the Death Pixie. And she's another one that actually it would be better off if I just go to her setup and loadout. I am going to eat up some energy. I am going to kill them. I am going to respawn them. There's only one thing you need to know about Titania. She is a pixie. Her fourth ability turns her into a little pixie. She gets these little razor wing butterflies that will attack for her. And because of a mod that I have on her, her shooting goes from this. When I cast any ability 3 times, it triggers razor wing blitz, and now the shooting goes to... And it causes so much viral and slash damage that I really don't even have to attack them anymore. It's causing them to bleed completely out. You can see the life literally just melting away. Like there's... It's just pure damage to vitality. Slash and puncture will bypass that armor. Vitality along with it will just rip right through it. You can give them all the armor they want in the world. If their vitality isn't bumped up as well, that's the end result. You're just literally going to burn right through it. Aside from that, her abilities do cause them either to be targeted by enemies or float away in the air and explode. But basically you're looking at just that fourth ability. Now because she's always in the air, I did make sure that I modded her properly so that Aviator is on, which will reduce all damage while I'm in the air by 40%. but also when she's in the air, the likelihood of her being hit is dropped dramatically. It's a 50% chance. It's a 50-50 if I'm going to get hit or not. You can't change it, but it decreases the chance of me even being hit or targeted by 50%. They might not even see me. She gets her own exalted weapons. I mean, it's just a ridiculous setup. Between her and Mesa, those pistols just shred people apart. But I think I've gone on enough about this. I'm going to, well, I haven't even touched. Let me do this real quick. Let me go back to random. Let me put it back on Equinox so I'm set up for the next mission I'm going to run. Aside from all of those weapons, there are a multitude of secondary weapons. The Amprex, which is just pure lightning coming out of this weapon. It's basically its own Tesla. Archiplasmor, which is a radiation and energy-based shotgun. The Bora Prime, which is another just high rate, high damage shotgun that's automatic. The Boltor Prime is an assault rifle that shoots crossbow bolts. So many different weapons. The Lens is an energy bow that has high explosion factors. It's 2-stage. This thing, literally, the first shot, everything in that bubble freezes, and then there's an explosion. And aside from that, you can have this thing set up where the critical chance for this weapon is 179.4%. You're going to do crit damage, for sure. You're going to do orange crit damage, for sure. High chance of red crit damage. The critical multiplier, I still have bladed rounds on there, is adding another 120%. That 5.6 is 10.2 and change. Sorry, 11.2. And then some. I mean, that's just doubling it. That's the 100%. The extra 20 on top of that. You're looking at 13 and change. There's so many different ways to play this game. There are so many different weapons. There are so many different mods in this game. The number of mods is borderline countless. I'm actually going to head back to my ship. We'll take a quick peek at the mod setup, and then I'm going to jump right back into missions and start murdering some things, because I'm getting itchy trigger finger. So now that we're back in, these are all the mods in the game. Right now they're alphabetized. These are all separate individual mods. Just countless mods that took some time to collect. There is a hierarchy in mods. There are bronze, silver, gold, and then there are platinum. These are primed mods. There are like primed fury or primed flow. There is a regular flow, and then there's primed flow, which offers higher stats. But to mod these or to upgrade them, you would have to spend a fair amount of credits and endo. It's 1 point, and you can get exact numbers here. You would have to spend 1.9 million credits and 40,000 endo. Currently have 68,000 endo right now. So you're looking at a high amount of resources and credits that you would have to spend. You're not making a lot of credits per mission. And then you have Riven mods, which are mods, or just really, I'm talking right now. These are mods that will take stats from several different mods or a few different mods and put them on one mod itself, thus condensing room and adding more firepower to it. You're only allotted a certain number. You start out with 15 capacity that you can only hold 15 mods. I have since bought up to 24 so I can have more. So I still have room for 3 more. I only have 21 of them right now. And these are all for weapons that I use frequently, or they have been unlocked. I'm trying to sell them for more platinum so I can buy more in-game stuff. But oh, that's right. I mean, it's taken quite some time to get the collection that I have. Now, you can, for a multitude of reasons, and see if I can find a mod that I have a whole bunch of. Usually, let's see, where's ammo drum? Or ammo case. I have 84 of them. I could sell them and trade them in for more endo, so I can put it in there. You will get a multitude of repeats. I just got rid of a whole bunch of them, so usually I have like 600 or 700 of a lot of mods. I do it probably once a month. Clear them out, whole bunch of endo. I mean, I'm trying to see if there's any that I've missed. I would probably say towards the back end, I might not have gone all the way through. No, I was pretty thorough the other day, I guess. Yeah, like Vaporize is a common one. I'm already back up to 65. I get rid of all of the mods, and I always keep 5. I keep 5 for myself. If I see somebody in a trade chat looking for a mod, I can sell it to them, make some platinum.
All mods accounted for, operator. I have not taken any.
Alright, so let's fix my OCD real quick. Get that to match. Oh, this is Duke, by the way. He is my Helmuth Kubro. He is a pet that I can take out, just like I have Prime Carrier here that runs with me. I can have him come out on missions with me, and he has his own set of mods and everything. Let me see how he's doing. 85% and 100. He's good. I do have personal quarters that you can decorate any way you want. You get these statues for killing the Eidolons out in the plains. I had to catch the fish. I'm not going to explain what that helmet is because it'll give away a few things. Meditation area. And there's also the Ludoplex, which I can launch some mini games within the game, one of which is Frame Fighter, which is a very simple, almost like original Mortal Kombat style fight system that the game has. And then just some pets that I caught up in the town in Xiphos. But that's basically all there is in the ship. Aside from that, I can't get in this room without Nidus or somebody with an assist. And this is the room where the operator, quote-unquote, is. And I can change everything I want about him. The focus skill trees, you can see the different abilities that he has, and what he has open up to him. Energy pulse, anytime I pick up energy, I'll get an extra 50% of that energy given to me over 5 seconds. So if I pick up 100 energy, I'll get, in 5 seconds, another 50 energy on top of that. Energizing dash is when I make that big dome, I stay in it, and then I gain energy over a period of time. So there's so many details to this game, and it's almost overwhelming. But once you start playing it and get a rhythm down and have someone that can help you farm properly in the game, it gets highly addicting. Highly addicting. I got my brother sucked into this game, and he caught up to where I am in no time. And that's for 2 reasons. One, he's just an incredibly highly intelligent person. But aside from that, I was able to spare him a lot of the guesswork and struggles that I had to go through when I started the game. So I will say this, anyone that's watching, I got 4 people in the chat right now, or in watching. If you ever want to start playing this game, my YouTube handle is also my PlayStation handle. By all means, feel free to add me. If you ever want to play this game, just shoot me a message. Hey, saw your stream. I want to get into the game. Teach me. Like, what do I have to do? What do I need to collect? Where do I go? And I have no problem going through the basics with you.
My intel suggests
So we're gonna pop 2 energy pads.
but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location.
Equinox's third ability will give any abilities casted within its range an extra 14% strength, which is a nice little bump. Aside from that, we're going to cast a 4th ability. Anyone within that's going to get slash damage, maim in the top right corner. That's storing all the damage dealt to everyone else as kinetic energy that I can dispel. Hey, first cache. I can dispel that and break any of the breakables. Cause heavy damage to any enemies in the area. You should, oh no, you're not a locked door. Open those chests, nothing of value. So again, we're looking for the 3 caches. We got 1 of them. Any Iatan sculptures we can get our hands on. And hopefully, getting those 3 caches, we can get the first piece of Xiphos. Here's our second one. Sometimes they're going to be close, sometimes they're really going to be spread out, sometimes you'll get them right in the beginning, sometimes you won't. Alright, this is starting to kind of throw me off. In fact, there's 3 things in the wall right here. And I'm almost curious that if I... Okay. So it's all collectible stuff, nothing that's solid or whatnot. This door doesn't open. Alright, so chances are I'm going to have to wrap around if I keep following the path. Oh, we'll get that Iatan star. That goes in the sculptures to increase their value. There is a little hidden hole down here that we can drop into. Do I hear it? Yep. Now we already got all 3 caches. Quick and simple right in the beginning. Now aside from that, we're just going to push forward. And blow all that stuff up. This is a more annoying setup of a room. It's larger, but at least I can break most things in the vicinity of this area. Also want to make sure I'm not missing any doors like this one. There's another breakable down here, and it looks like we're taking the elevator up. I just want to make sure. See, now that's the one thing that bothers me. You're saying there's stuff under me. I'm hoping there's going to be another elevator that goes down. Maybe this elevator does go down. Nope, it's going up. It's a short elevator, though. Okay, so that's going to be the way out. Oh yeah, when you aim, when you jump, you do an aim glide. Basically, you kind of float in the air for a few seconds. It does wear off as time goes on, but you will be able to cover gaps that you wouldn't normally be able to cover, or really lock on and kill someone as you're going by. Oh, gotta go up.
The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Coolant cell extracted. Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is
Hard hack.
restarted, this will trigger a meltdown. Destroy the fuel injectors.
Alright, so those are
A blast
destroyed.
door has blocked your evacuation route. Find a way to open it.
I'll take you. I'll slash you guys. Nothing of value down there. Always on the hunt for the sculpture. Alright, you want me to go there, but I'm not gonna. Alright, everything back here got broken up. And everyone can just die.
Your sabotage is complete.
Yep.
To extraction.
And then they hit the alarms and try to lock me out. I'm just gonna use my ciphers, get those. If you're ever in this room with these two little platforms that go up, come on one of them, look up. Well, don't come on them, but stand on one. And you'll be able to, every now and then, a sculpture's hiding in there, one of the caches is in there. Now, I want to say that I should be able to, it's got to be the middle at this point. Yep. Alright. So you can aim glide, cover that bigger distance. Now here's the other thing. Windows, you're in a space station. If I were to cast my ability, I just blew those windows out. So now I'm suffocating. Hack the console in here. It'll shut down. Stops the ship from suffocating you. And that's that. Come on, Xiphos. Nope. I got some endo, I got some credits, I got a rare mod. No Xiphos piece. The hunt continues. We're just going to repeat. We're going to do it again. I want my piece of Xiphos.
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor. The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells. My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
I'm like a long way from anything. Here we go. Alright, break. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. Hi. There's one.
You found the first resource cache. I'm detecting 2 more faint hints.
There's one.
You found the second cache. My readings indicate 1 more.
What? How are you not killed by the... Huh. Okay. Nothing else? Alright. We'll keep it moving. Hidden tunnel. Nothing. And that door doesn't have a green dot on it, so I can't go through it. Wouldn't you know it, another room just like the one we were in. Nope. Nothing down there. Oh, come on. Stop being fidgety. Or finicky. I hate this thing. This thing makes a similar sound that, whatchamacallit, the caches make. Oh. I think after this I'm just going to do a spy mission, break it up a little bit.
A coolant cell has been extracted. The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to
Oh,
complete
breakable
the
didn't break.
sabotage.
There it
Use what
is.
you can to make sure it never
There's
works
number
again.
3.
Coolant cell extracted. You found all the caches. Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown.
Yeah, let's start that meltdown.
Destroy the fuel injectors. A blast door has blocked your evacuation route. Find a way to open.
Let's kill that alarm. Oh, did it glitch? Yep. It's got that permanent sound like I'm in the vacuum of space even though I'm not. Hate when that happens. With my headset, that's like a most annoying pulsating sound. The stream is not lagging for me at all right now. Looking at my screen right now. On my screen, it's moving just fine, Tim. Only thing I can say is it's the same thing I do every now and then when I watch Nas. Just refresh the browser.
Your sabotage is complete. Get to extraction.
Alright, let's see. I came from that direction. Nope, don't need those. Alright, here we go. Pieces of Xiphos. Damn! More endo and credits. Alright, so we're going to switch it up. We're going to run a couple of spy missions. We'll bring Loki along.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Usually run the ones here on Neptune just because of their propensity to drop rare mods. Why can I never remember you off the top of my head? Mobile defense. Exterminate? No. Usually it's not the index. There it is. I just want to make sure I read that right. Yep, regular spy. Okay. We're going to burn through this spy mission right quick. Alright, Loki is our best bet to
We'll need to be careful.
burn right through this. Let's, fingers crossed, we get some rare mods. Excuse me, pardon me. I feel like every time I run through with Loki like this, all I hear in my mind is Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire. Help is on the way, dear!
Tenno, be on the lookout for increased security measures. You ring the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Alright, so the first one we hit turns off the floor lasers. Now it's a matter of which windows are open here. Or which vents. Always start with the ones with 3 sides, because you know for sure which way they have to face.
Data extracted. They won't. It's gone.
And the hacks are a piece of cake. Do 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 do. Flying. I'm actually going to wait for my invisibility to wear off. Okay. And I'm not going to chance it. Alright, so that grate over there is open. There we go. Full horseshoe, first left. Pop the grate. Next hack. 3 side, 3 side, 2 side.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
Clean is the way we like 'em. Hi, everyone. Oh. Glad I checked that mini-map real quick. Don't need the nullifier turning my invisibility off.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the arms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
Are you going to be the laser, or is the other one the laser? Yep, you. Shh, go to sleep. Do do do. Nobody here. Alright, 3 side. No, the 2's gonna go there. Alright, that's all 3 of them. Fingers crossed, we got ourselves one of the rare mods.
Get to extraction.
Clear a path, people. Lady with a baby. Oh, covert lethality. And let's see, is Amprex worth keeping? If so, does anyone have a good build for it? There we go. Always got to take care of our clan. For me, it's buffering a lot, but that might just be my Wi-Fi. It is a fast-paced game, especially when I'm moving that fast. I'm just not sure if it's just coming across right or not. I've seen it happen with other people. The other thing is, I'm on a regular PS4. I'd like to, and I'm probably going to get one Black Friday. I'm probably going to get a PS4 Pro. Streaming is going to be a higher quality. It's just going to make it easier for most people. The other thing that I find is if you guys are using full screen, if you're using this to keep up the entire screen, just leave it normally as opposed to that. Twitch especially, for some reason, I feel like it'll not so much lag, but it does have a buffer from time to time. I wish there was a way for me to refresh my connection on my PS4 without it interrupting the stream.
Operator,
But
I've
unfortunately,
run diagnostic regressions. All
that's not
systems
going to
are
happen.
null. You don't need to thank me.
Alright, so let's do a run. We're looking for one of the stasis mods, or status mods. These are mods that will give 60% increased heat, toxic, cold, electric, as well as 60% extra status chance. You can't sell these for a good amount of platinum, a decent amount of platinum. 50 to 20 platinum on average to the right person. I've sold them as much as 35, 40. Some people need them bad.
Okay, ready to blast these machines into spare parts?
Do. Let's keep pushing.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger
This one's a fun one. Walls of lasers. So that one, run to this pillar. That goes by, dart to the left as fast as you can, hit that laser, turns off those lasers.
extraction is complete.
Well, worse things could happen. We'll use a cipher and just get out of here.
The data is still intact.
I like hacking them manually, but seeing that I flubbed it a little bit, fuck it. Fine. Can everyone just get out of my way for a moment? Thank you. I'm trying to steal from you. Don't be rude. But I normally go through this game at a very high pace, so I've heard a lot of streaming difficulties with it. Really? Another elevator?
Keep going. Nobody knows you're here.
Except for the dead people.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now and it will start destroying the data.
Wait for our invisibility again. Three. Oh, all threes, it looks like. Woo-ha.
Clean extraction with no
Pushing for
alarms.
Charlie. You, die. That should distract you guys. Oh, come on. Little ledge got stuck on. Running through an icy anus.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now and they will start destroying the data.
Oh, my invisibility just turned off. Luckily there was no cameras. Oh, wow. Alright, that's all three.
They won't even know it's gone.
And I have to hack all three
We have
successfully
everything we came for.
to have a
Switch
chance
option.
at one of these rare mods. Just for a chance. Come on. Now I have to go back up top. Oh, we are moving. Come on, status mod. Nope, we got lethal, covert lethality again, and stabilizer. Not horrible. A Miso S8 relic. How is the stream looking right now there, Tim and a B for Bree? B Forte? I'm just gonna call you B.
You to get inside enemy data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
They'll have plenty of robotics. Corvus never fight for themselves.
Pushing that alpha. Alpha's on its own.
Be on the lookout for increased security measures. The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands.
Oh, I'm glad B works for you. Okay. That stopped all them.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Yoink. Oh, really?
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
Excuse me. And my cousins are still hitting me up.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data. Data extracted. They won't even know it's gone.
Just wasting an increase of, or a decrease of time now. Figure, screw it. Let's burn through this. Another elevator. Oh, I know what that is. Someone's coming to kill me. Oh, Zanuka. Alright, bring it on, fucker. Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
This is really for your own good, Tenno. Help me, help you, help me.
We're gonna reset.
to my beautiful creature.
Simple. I destroyed it. You sent it out to kill me. I killed it. No crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
Alright, fingers
We
crossed.
have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
Oh, gotta go down. Oh, there's one of them. Scorch. Definite good one to have. Sounds fun. I mean, like, it makes more sense than mine. V1I7P2E3R. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we'll change it up a little bit. Welcome back, Tim. Let's see here. Tim, if you're saying you're just getting back, just ran that mission again. I can show the last mission result. We did get one of those status mods I told you about. We got heat. So increase for pistols. When it's fully modded out, it'll be 60 and 60 instead of 15 and 15. So, what do I want to do now? I gotta change it up a little bit. I don't want to get too repetitive. But I can farm that shit all day. What time of day is it in the plains right now? It's nighttime. Let's kill an Eidolon. How much time is left in nighttime? I have an app that gives me that information. 42 minutes. More than enough time. Alright. The old Dragon of Doom.
Ordis is
Angry.
I may require maintenance after all.
And I'm gonna throw a nullifier on you instead. It's only an 80% chance, but fuck it. Alright. You guys are gonna see yourselves an Eidolon battle. Alright, so that blue light signifies where he is spawning. We're just gonna That's good enough. No problem, Tim.
Those devices draw energy from bomb ballists. Make use of them.
Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. And of course my waypoint disappeared. But I remember the general area that the Eidolon was in. Is that him? Yep. Alright, so there he is. I need to find me some Vomvalists to charge up these lures. Okay, and the lures did come back to me. Good. So since I have so much time, I am going to take my time with this. So I got a couple of them in there. Looking for some more Vomvalists. And I know they're going to start coming when I attack this guy, but I like having at least one of my lures charged before really engaging this guy, because he is a big old mean son of a bitch. Alright, so no one attacked him directly, so he's still docile. He won't attack me until I attack him. There we go. Alright, so now that I got one of my lures all set up, just so you can get a scale size of this enemy I'm about to take on. Now what I'm doing right now is to lower his shields, or his armor. I'm actually decreasing his armor. And we want that to be almost completely gone. Which is what we got right now. Okay. So now we got that taken care of. I want my energy maxed out. Okay. Well, that's fine. He's gonna heal. So now we have to use our operator to bring that purple down. And I did overstrip his armor because now his life is red instead of gold. I did want that gold, but I will still be able to do all the damage I need to with him. Alright, now his shield is down.
That device is insufficient.
Now I popped out one of his joints.
Secure and employ additional Eidolon lures. Energy spike. I advise falling back.
Now the lures keep him in place, so I can keep attacking him. Going invisible keeps me completely safe. Now I'm just going to keep using my operator to drop his shields. Damn. Well, luckily he did that attack. Come on.
Energy spike. I advise.
Popped out the next joint. Now we're just going to keep going. We got 2 joints in his arms to take out. Those are going to be a little harder to hit just because his arms are almost always moving. I do want to kill those little vombalists when they're too close to him, just because they could recharge his shields.
Energy spike. I advise falling back.
No. piss and moan all you want. I'm still gonna capture you. Come on. Damn. Well, luckily I stopped it before it really happened. He almost recharged all of his shields.
Smaller sentients rush to the Eidolon's aid, healing it. Stop them. Sentient energy contained. You are closest on victory. Act now.
Now this is pure damage. Almost there. He's done. And that's how you capture him. Now the lures that I have will also crack. There'll be extra stuff in them. All these extra Vombalus, they're all dropping cores and whatnot. Alright, so let's collect the abundance of cores that are over here first. I lost my Vex armor, which is perfectly fine. Don't even need it at this point. There's all the goodies. So we got a whole bunch of cores. We'll go down the list. Unidentified item, that's going to be the arcane, but basically the important things that I got: a brilliant Eidolon shard, exceptional cores, an Eidolon shard, flawless sentient core, intact sentient cores, all very valuable stuff, as well as pummel. It's one of the 120 mods, so instead of 90% like some mods, this will actually give me 120% increase damage. So all in all, well, it was a fairly decent run. It took, let's see, 14 minutes. I say the battle was probably 8 minutes. The rest of the time was me just gathering everything. So now we can head back. This large building is always a good beacon to look for, so you know the general direction that you're going at, but that right there is what we're looking for. This gateway, we'll get back in there. Oh, Vigor. That is a good mod to grab. So we'll head back here, we'll balance out, head to Xiphos, and give it a peek. We'll see what arcane we got. And then we'll head back to our orbiter and do that alert that just popped up for Vigor. And I'm thinking after that I might call it a night. Arcane Consequence. Just so you can... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave Xiphos, because all we're going to hear is the footsteps of all those people just taking little steps around you. 2 steps here, 2 steps there, 2 steps here, 2 steps there. Alright, so Arcane Consequence. On headshot, increased chance for parkour velocity. That was actually, and the reason why I came here, that was actually my fourth one. You can upgrade these arcanes, but this is how many arcanes you need for each rank. This is the one I've been upgrading. I now got 4 of them. So when I... Oh. No, I didn't want to actually select it. So I can hit R2. It's going to let me know that's going to sacrifice the 4. I have enough. I can hit square. It's letting me know that I'm going to sacrifice them. And there it is. Now I did pop out the arcane I wasn't there, and I forgot the name of it. I want to say it's acceleration. Momentum. Faster reload for sniper rifles. Alright. We can put you to bed. We'll whip out Ember because she's our best, or my favorite, all-around frame.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and...
Cut down the...
and make the Lotus proud.
Let's see. Vigor, exterminate. It's probably going to be a nightmare. It is. And because of it being a nightmare, we're just going to go with a Naros. Nightmares means that you're not going to have a shield during it. Anaros doesn't have shields to begin with, so it's no difference than anything for him. And for him, this is just going to be a walk through the park. Just an exterminate. We're just going to breeze right through it. Easy breezy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Oh, that is not the melee weapon I wanted. But luckily this is a low-level mission. $204 people. Okay, so that's the way we have to go. This is just people that are... this is just gonna suck all the way around. Of course the doors are locked. Why wouldn't they be?
Override successful. Let's win.
Seriously? Get off of that thing. God, this weapon sucks, but at least I'm getting... At least I'm leveling it up, but Jesus. This is not the way I wanted to do it. Holy shit, we're only at 60? Oh man, I was better off just restarting this damn thing. This is an unleveled weapon, unmodded. There's no potato in it. And by no potato, I mean there's no catalyst, Orokin catalyst that'll double its mod capacity, so I can put higher costing mods in it, more powerful mods in it. This is basic bitch weaponry. Oh, and there's our synthesis target.
That's it. It will be a perfect specimen. Trap it so you can synthesize it for me.
There we go.
Continue this antenna, and enlightenment will follow.
We've been locked out. Let's override the securing.
And let's suck up all these enemies.
Override complete. Move on.
That takes care of that. And the weapon is leveling. This looks like the end of the level almost. We're at 143. Oh, but there looks to be a multitude of people down here. Good. Keep coming, assholes. Tell you what, I'm going to come around this corner. I'm going to hit that hack. Yep. More people spawned in.
Alarms have been reset.
Come on. Keep shooting at me. All you're doing is making me stronger. Every time they hit me, they're just recharging my energy. Come on. 4 people left. I'm going to twirl my way right to the extraction. Finally.
Extraction.
That was almost painful, but well worth it for a good mod. Alright. Is there anything of importance that needs to be done? Invasions? How are we looking? I think I got enough field drawn, to be honest. But mutagen mass. Alright. We're going to do 3 fast runs of war. We're going to bring the Rubico along with... whatchamacallit? Loki, so we can speed right through it. Yep, assassination. Here we go, people.
VIP that we're hunting is here. Find them and take them out.
Be on guard for the ancients.
This place is crawling with infested. Unfortunately, something far more ominous awaits. Make your way deeper into the base. The creature is incredibly agile for a deformed quadruped. Keep moving to avoid being crushed.
Oh, not that way.
Listen for its screams.
I already
This
hear
will
its
mean
screams.
we're
Come on.
enemies.
Boot him up. Oh, I hate it when he doesn't come out right away and you gotta run around. Yep. Assassination target down. Gave him the old
Nice
1,
work
2,
shooting down
3.
the VIP. Now get to
Now, what the
extraction.
hell? Did I go the wrong... I went the wrong way. Because of this damn game every now and then will not spawn him in right. And I end up going in the wrong direction. Huh? There's nobody here. What are you talking about?
Target
Alright,
down.
so that's one assassination.
Contract complete. Great work, Tenno.
I will consider what I've learned from this skirmish.
Unread inbox messages make me ill.
Assassination contracts are not taken lightly. Eliminating this target will have a significant impact on enemy forces. Search the area. Leave no survivors.
Oh, 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 oh. Can I save it? Can I save it? Maybe. Nope. God, son of a bitch.
Let's go.
Avoid the creature's spine strike. These razor-sharp quills will rip your Warframe to shreds. Your target is an aberration of twisted flesh. Put the thing out of its misery. You've located the VIP. Time to go to work.
VIP is down.
Target down. Assassination contract complete. Great work, Tenno.
Appreciate it. One more and we are done.
Let's get out of here.
Operator, messages have arrived in your inbox.
We need to find the VIP and take them down. Do not let the target escape.
Aw, bad bullet.
All right, biological attacks, be ready.
This place is crawling with infested. Unfortunately, something far more ominous awaits. Make your way deeper into the base. Your target is an aberration of twisted flesh. Put the thing out of its misery. Avoid the creature's spine strike. These razor-sharp quills will rip your Warframe to shreds.
Alright, normally... There it goes.
Target spotted. Stay sharp. This one is a handful.
As always, Lotus, you're a few steps behind. He's already dead. I'm already most of the way to freaking extraction.
They won't be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, no shit. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything of importance. Alright.
Target down. Assassination.
So running this mission 3 times basically will give me 1 mutagen mass. Once you pick that side of an invasion, whatever the reward is, you'll get. Sometimes there's 2 different sides of it. So you can have a possibility of 1 of 2 different rewards. You just have to pick which side you want. Killing Ford is the only way to get the Nyx pieces for regular Nyx. So I do have Nyx Prime. There's 2 different versions of most Warframes. Some of them don't have a Prime version, but basically... Alright, what's in the inbox? Yep, I know. And... oh, and my detonite injectors finally came in. So there's Loki and there's Loki Prime. The difference between the 2, and actually I should be able to show you right in the codex. This is basically the encyclopedia of the game. But if I come down, you see Loki. You see his armor, energy, health, shield, sprint speed. The Prime version will have different stats, better stats. So 65, 150, 75s. So 65, and then instead of energy of 150, it's 175. Sprint speed, health, shields, all the same. But he gets a bump in energy. Who has a more noticeable difference? Chroma. 350, 150, 100s. 425 and 200. So instead of 350 and 150, it's a bigger bump of armor and energy. Armor will slow down how much vitality, when it's just your health and you don't have shields anymore. The more armor you have, the less health attacks will take. So the Prime versions get some version of the stats better. Also, all Primes, if you're in the Void, if there's a Death Orb, once per mission you can use that Death Orb and fully increase your energy. Totally max it out. As you can see, these are all the frames that I have, and basically I've had every frame in the game. Now I do have these 2 Arcwings. They are built. I haven't started leveling them yet. And the Undonna Prime, very rare relic, hard to get, but all the other Warframes I have and mastered. If there are like Saren and Saren Prime, I've kept Saren Prime. I've gotten rid of Saren. There's no reason to keep the basic form of it. There's no plus to it. There's no difference really in it. The only ones that have a difference is Oberon and Oberon Prime, because there's one ability causes there to be basically, it's called hollow grounds, and vegetation comes out of the ground. For Oberon it looks like grass. For Oberon Prime it looks like ferns. That's the only difference. Other than that, it's all the same. There are a handful of Warframes that don't have a Prime. Atlas is one of them. Equinox is another. There is an Excalibur Prime that was a limited time thing for the people that were playing Warframe from the day it came out. You actually had to upgrade your account, and you were given Excalibur Prime. I've only seen 1 or maybe 2 of them being used ever. Basically, Excalibur Umbra is a Prime Excalibur with some subtle differences. Gara and Haro are two other ones that don't have a Prime. Naros, Avara, Korra, no Primes for them either. There's no Prime Mesa, no Prime Neja or Nidus. No Prime Octavia. Revenant is still pretty new. He just recently came out, so there's no Prime for him. Same thing with Titania and Wukong. Those are all the ones that don't have Primes. Everyone else has a Prime version of themselves. Better stats. And new Prime ones are coming out. There's a new Warframe that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. It's already out on PC, but it's not on PlayStation. By the name of Garuda. She is a gore-based Warframe. Everything she does is slash damage, bleeding people out, absorbing their vitality. It's a very cool looking Warframe. Very self-sustainable because she can heal herself and give herself energy. The kind of Warframes I like. It's why I like using Naros. He's constantly feeding life into himself, and with the mods he's always gaining energy. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Chroma is another one. The more you damage him, the stronger he gets. You can't stop it. Atlas, keep bumping up his armor. It's all these fun Warframes that there's so much to do. Oh, I did make one other promise, and I might just have to break it. And that's taking all these sculptures and turning them in for Endo. I think I'll save that for tomorrow. Maybe I want to see how many I can capture up and then give them out. But all right, people. Thank you all for stopping by. Small handful of you. I think the most we got was 7 coming in here. Appreciate all the love. Again, if there was any part of this stream that you liked whatsoever, whether it's goofy voices, my weird commentary, me doing good and killing people, me getting killed, if I got shot in the face and it made you laugh, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, show a little bit of love. I am rebuilding my YouTube channel. I did have around 1,200 subscribers. I had hundreds of videos, tutorials, and stuff like that. My account got locked out for about 2 or 3 days. I wasn't able to access it. And when I was finally able to, calling YouTube and speaking to them, I was able to log back in. Everything got wiped out, but like 2 or 3 videos. I had 0 subscribers. So we're rebuilding right now. So spread the word, share the love. Appreciate it all. And until next time, everybody, happy gaming, and have a good weekend. Later.